There are a ton of formulas in Google Sheets, and which ones you gravitate to will probably depend on what position you're in. But there are some formulas that are so great that you'll use in pretty much every single position out there. So in this video, I'm going to show you several formulas that I use in my day-to-day work that I'm confident you'll be able to implement as well. For context, I'm the director of revenue operations for a company, but these formulas I'm confident you'll be able to use in whatever position you're in, and it's going to help elevate your spreadsheet to the next level. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's dive in. Now some of these formulas you probably have already heard of before, for example, XLOOKUP, but I'm pretty sure there's some other formulas that you have not. Now for these formulas, we're gonna go based off of two spreadsheets. The first one is this spreadsheet right here where I have a roster and it has the associate, the employee number, the start date, and the status. And then over here, we're going to be able to do XLOOKUP as well as a bunch of different tricks and hacks to be able to really elevate this even though it's on an entirely different spreadsheet. But everything's gonna be based off of this data. But before we bring it over here, you need to know the basics. So we're gonna go and type equals XLOOKUP. And what XLOOKUP will do is it will look up a specific value, for example, Alistair Fox. It will look it up in the range that you select. So for example, the associate, and it will return the value of whatever column you want. So for example, if I want to see the employee number, it will look for Alistair Fox, and then it will return the employee number that's associated with that person. So we're gonna go ahead and type Alistair Fox, put a comma, select all of column A, put a comma, select all of column B, press enter. So once again, Alistair Fox is found within the associate, and it returns the employee number since that's what I selected. Now what I can do is double click and now have every single employee ID for everybody on this list, even though it's in completely random orders. So at its base level, that's what XLOOKUP does. Now one thing you can do is you can put a comma at the very end. So that way if there's a missing value, aka it doesn't exist in the list, then instead of returning it in a error, it will return whatever you put. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a comma, then leave it blank. So that way it's going to be blank if nothing's found. And now I can drag this formula down all the way to the bottom, and it will be blank if nothing's found, but it will be dynamic. So for example, if I want to put Lyra Nightshade, and I'll paste that right here. And as you can see, the employee ID automatically populates. And that's because we already have this XLOOKUP formula right here. It's just blank until it's being executed once an associate is added. So that's a great way to make things dynamic and anticipate future data. All right, so that's XLOOKUP. That's the first one that I use all the time. VLOOKUP is dead, HLOOKUP is dead, index and match is dead. I use XLOOKUP for every single time I'm trying to look up something because it replaces every single one of those other functions. So if you're gonna learn one lookup function, make it XLOOKUP. All right, so for the next formula that I use, it's gonna be import range. Now I can type equals import range, and then I need the URL. So I'm gonna copy this, and then inside quotes, I'm going to paste it. I'll put a comma. And then the next thing we need is the range. So what we'll do is we'll have the tab name. So in this case, it's roster. We'll put an exclamation point, and then we're going to put whatever range we want to import. So in this case, it will be column A through column D. So I'm gonna go here and we'll put roster, exclamation point, A:D. Now in the quote and press enter. Now at first you'll see this reference error, and that's because you have to allow access to sync between the two spreadsheets. So we'll go ahead and press allow access. And once you do that, it will be live and it will give you every single option that's on this spreadsheet, but over here. And like I mentioned, it's live. So if I were to type something out right here, so let's say sheets by Olin 1024. Let's go ahead and double click on whatever date, and I'm active. So once I add that new roster over here, sheets by Olin, and it brings everything in pretty quickly. You can customize the range that you pull in. So for example, if I don't want to include the headers, I can do A2 through the end of D, and now it removes the headers. Or if I wanted to, I could wrap this in a query formula. Let's say I only want to bring in the associates that are active, and I only want to include just their name and their ID. In quotes, I'll put select call 1, which is column 1, comma, call 2, which is column 2. And I only want to include the active associate. So I'm gonna put where call 4, which is where the associates are, equals inside a soft quote, active. In the soft quote, in the quote, press enter. So now I have every single one of the associates, their name as well as their ID, where the status is equal to active. So that's a little bit more advanced. You don't have to worry about that right now. That's nothing to do with the import range formula, but just wanted to show you in case you want to play around with it. But in its basic sense, you can leave everything as is and bring it into a different spreadsheet. But what's cool about the import range formula is that you don't actually have to bring it into your spreadsheet. You can simply reference it. So for example, let's delete that. And now let's use an XLOOKUP formula to look up the data in that spreadsheet without actually bringing it into our spreadsheet. So we're going to type equals XLOOKUP, select the associate just like we did last time. But this time we have a problem because the lookup range is actually over here in the automate anything spreadsheet, and the return range is also over here in the automate anything spreadsheet. But it's not a problem for us because we're experts at Google Sheets. So I'm going to type in equals import range, open parentheses. We're going to grab that URL again, inside quotes, paste it, put a comma, and then this time instead of bringing in everything, we're only going to look up the lookup range. So we're going to look up all of column A on the roster tab. So inside quotes, I'm going to put roster, exclamation point, A to A, in the quote, and then close the parentheses. I'll put a comma. So now we have our lookup range. I'll copy this import range formula and I'll paste it underneath. And now we have the return range. So right now it's still referencing that A to A, which is our lookup range. Instead, we want it to be B to B because we want that employee ID. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to B to B. And then just like last time, in case it's empty, we're going to go ahead and put a comma so that way it is blank if it's a missing value. I'll press enter, and now it will give me that employee number for Alistair Fox, even though all the data is entirely on a different spreadsheet. And just like last time, I can drag this formula down and it will give me every single option. And I can drag this formula down even further. Let's go ahead and copy Lyra Nightshade again. We'll paste it. And this works exactly the same as that original XLOOKUP formula, but it's on an entirely different spreadsheet looking up data on an entirely different range. But let's go a step further. So instead of having a formula for each individual associate, let's do a single formula that will apply the XLOOKUP to every single person on that list. So I'm going to click between equals and XLOOKUP, and you can either type in array formula or you can use the hotkeys Command Shift Return or Control Shift Return. And what you're going to do is have this array formula right here. So it's array formula open parentheses and then it ends with a close parentheses. Now instead of just referencing A2, we're going to do A2:A. So what this is going to do is it's going to apply this formula to the entire range. So it will act the same way as if we were to have one XLOOKUP formula here, one XLOOKUP formula here, and so forth. But instead of having multiple formulas, we'll have one. So when I press enter, it's going to give us every single one of those employee IDs, but it's only based off of this one formula. One thing to note is that you can't overwrite the text in this case. So for example, let's say for some reason I changed their employee ID to 2002. It's going to give us this reference error. And that's because it doesn't have enough space to execute the entire formula that it needs to. And that's because there's something written in B5, as you can see right here. But once you delete that, it will execute properly. So if I wanted to change that, I would have to go back to the other spreadsheet and change it at the data source. But just like last time, even though there's nothing physically present inside of these cells and they're blank, because I have this array formula and because I have this is blank if nothing is there, I can go back here and let's say I want to add Evangeline Moon. It will automatically populate once the value is there, assuming the value is within the range. So this is perfect. Now we can actually take this a step farther. So instead of having it right here, we can embed it into the header. So let's go ahead and copy everything right here. Then inside the header itself, we're going to type equals open curly brace, put the header inside of quotes, put a semicolon. Now we're going to paste that formula that we just did. And if you don't have it already built, you can actually build it directly inside the header. Once you have all the different close parentheses and everything's good to go, close the curly brace, press enter, and now it's going to do the same exact thing that I just did, but now instead of the formula being in row 2, the formula is actually embedded into the header. Now, best practice, what I usually do is I go ahead and insert a note and say contains formula. That way people are poking around, they're not confused on what's going on here because there's no formulas that people are used to seeing, and it's right there. Sometimes I'll also change the color so that way it kind of flags that something's different about that. But as always, if you go right here to view, you can say show formulas and it will show that the formula is all within right here. Now, if you look at this, it's kind of hard to read because there's so many different characters in the URL. So what you can do is you can actually add the link as a chip. So to do that, you can either paste the URL directly into the cell and then press tab, or you can type @ and then the name, it will populate with the link. Select which file you want to do and press enter. And if I click right here, it will bring up that same file that we were looking at. So this is a great way to have a little worksheet. So if you are linking between spreadsheets, you have a direct correlation to know where exactly things are coming from. But instead of having to use the URL is right here. It's just formatted differently. So I can go up here, and then instead of having the quotes with the URL, I can simply select the cell, and then same thing over here. Instead of having the URL, I'll just say D2. So as you can see, both of these now are pointing to D2. If I press return or enter if you're on a PC, it's going to work the exact same way because on the back end, it's reading things the exact same way. The only difference is that it's pointing to a cell that contains the URL instead of having the URL listed out in the long way every single time. We could even go a step further too. So for example, we can say roster exclamation point A to A, and then roster exclamation point B to B. And then now instead of having this range right here, we can point to the first one. And then for the return range, instead of having that range right there, we can point to the second one. Press enter, and everything's going to work the same exact way. The only difference is now it's pointing to different cells. So if somebody was trying to figure out where this data was coming from, they could simply look at those cells and see exactly where the data is coming from. So just to summarize, we have an XLOOKUP formula. And then for the lookup range, we're doing an import range from this file right here. And we're looking up all of column A to A, which is all the different associates. And then for our return range, we're referencing this spreadsheet right here. And we're looking up range 2, which is all of column B. And that's all of the employees. If there's nothing found, then there's a comma, so that way it's blank. If you wanted something, then you could put not found, for example, and then instead of it being blank, it will say not found because it's looking up all of these different items. But that's not as clean, so I don't usually like to do that. And then instead of having an XLOOKUP for every single one of these rows, we have a single XLOOKUP using the array formula. And since we extended it to A2:A, it's going to apply that same formula to every single row in that column in the range that we selected. And finally, we embedded that in the header. So we have our header, and then we have our formula right here. And instead of having the long URL, we're pointing to a chip. And then instead of having the range, we're referencing a cell that contains the range instead. So that's a few advanced formulas that I use all the time. And it really helps me elevate my spreadsheet. So that way I can automate as much as possible, make it super user-friendly, and minimize the amount of work that I have to do, as well as minimize the amount of upkeep that I have to do as well. If you want to learn more about each of these formulas that I talked about, I have a deep dive video on pretty much every single one of them. I'll link those down in the description. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions on these formulas or any other formulas in Google Sheets, and thanks for watching.